So for the last couple of years, my little home studio here has been pretty much completely powered by PreSonus products. So if you've been watching this channel long enough, you may have seen my last gear walkthrough, which was around the end of 2022-ish, early 2023. I was showing you all the new stuff that I'm using. So at the time, I picked up the Studio Live 16R, these Aris Studio 5 monitors, and I switched from using Logic Pro for a long time to using Studio One. Now back in 2021, PreSonus was actually acquired by Fender. So the two of those companies kind of came together, and I guess the goal was to create this sort of big ecosystem of, software and products for musicians like you and me to get stuff done that we needed to get done. Now, you guys know I like to keep things simple in all areas of this channel, especially my gear, because I'm not an engineer, and I don't want to be an engineer. So if by chance there is somebody watching right now, maybe you're new to the channel, you might have been wondering what I'm using for gear. I have one interface, I have a couple of monitors, and I have some mics. That's it. Like, I'm not running my kit through 10 grand worth of outboard gear. I just know what my kit sounds like, and that's what I want to hear when I listen back to it. So getting back to this partnership, I don't know how long Fender and PreSonus has been working on what I'm about to show you, but I'm going to show you some stuff. This is the new Fender Quantum LT16 USB interface. No worry, the PreSonus people are still fully involved with the design of this piece of gear. The LT16 has 16 inputs, of course. That's what the 16 stands for. It's got 8 combo jacks on the front, all featuring their Max HD preamps. 24-bit, 192K conversion. That might be something for the nerds to freak out about. For you non-nerds, it just means it sounds friggin' awesome. It's got another 8 line inputs on the back for keys, whatnot, whatever you want to put in there. This is probably the easiest interface I've ever used. This thing is the definition of plug and play. This thing took me like 10 minutes to get it up and running. Pull it out of the box, plug in your mics, set your gain levels, one USB cable to your computer, and you're good to go. My biggest criteria for how easy a piece of gear is to use is how far can I get without referring to the manual. And I didn't refer to it at all with this unit. A lot of what you see here is pretty self-explanatory. Now, the main thing that I noticed when I first started messing around with Studio One was just how easy it was for me to get around it. It just felt like I had easier access to the things that I wanted to get to. So it felt like my workflow just got a lot faster. The other thing that I noticed was just how friggin' stacked it was with features. Now, I was using Studio One Professional. Now that PreSonus and Fender got together, they have since reintroduced Studio One Professional as Fender Studio Pro. So now it's got even more goodies in it. It now features Fender Tone with all of the Mustang and Rumble native plugins, which is probably good news for a lot of y'all drummers that moonlight as guitarists. But there are also some other cool things in there that make it a little slicker than the last version. But for me, man, it's all about ease of use. You know what I'm saying? Just make it easy for me to get to the stuff that I need to get this thing mixed. I love the drag and drop workflow. Something as simple as just dropping an effect on a channel, for instance. It's just a matter of coming over here, opening up the browser. Now you got all of these that you can choose from, mess around with, and then you just drag it straight onto the channel, and there it is. And then if I want to recall it, make some changes, I just open up the mixer again, and there it is, right on the strip. Boom. It's just the little things like that that makes life easy. Here's another cool feature, something I've actually never seen before. This is pretty cool. If you come down here to the metronome, you got two options. You can have the click, or you can actually play along the drums. So if I come up here and hit metronome setup, click on that. You see this little drum here? Now I have access to all of these. So you can actually play along with a drum beat as your metronome. And it's got all of these different styles, rock, blues, metal, funk, jazz, like whatever you want to do. I've actually never seen that, and I think that's pretty cool. So if you're a multi-instrumentalist, you just want to lay down some scratch tracks or whatever, you got a guitar lick in your head, you can just record it, pick one of these grooves, just record it, loop it a couple of times, get your lick down, and then start building from there. The Quantum LT16 also pairs up with Universal Control. This is the software that you need to run with it. This is version 5. Version 5 has been revamped, redesigned. It's a little more streamlined. It's a little slicker and easier to get around. But if you dug the tune that I played off the top, that was all done inside Fender Studio Pro. I didn't fly in a track or anything like that. I used the loops that were actually already in there and just kind of threw something together for the intro. And if you noticed on the kit, I'm actually using PreSonus mics this time. This is the DM7 pack. Super affordable, but these things sound really good. You heard them yourself. So in the DM7 pack, you get 4 of these ST4s, a couple of OH2s for overheads, and you get a BD1 for the kick. So that's all you heard. Those mics through this interface, the Quantum LT16, and it was all put together in Fender Studio Pro. So here's the thing. If you're looking to start any kind of online venture, YouTube channel, you want to start getting into doing online lessons, remote recording, and you need a package to start with, I don't know if I can recommend a better package than these mics, this interface, and Fender Studio. You can get the mics and the interface for under $1,000. That's pretty good. So if you're interested in any of these products, I will drop some links in the description box where you can go check them out for yourself. But if you're in the market for a new interface and you think you got to spend $1,500 on one, now you don't.